Hello friends, welcome to Thermomixing Adventures. My name is Lisa, but I think you all know me by now, and we are doing videos on the Varoma. The Varoma is such a handy tool with our Thermomix that just makes sense and makes it easier. Today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to do some buns, which are like Asian steamed bread things, but we're going to put some gorgeous filling in them. I'm not going to actually use the recipe for the filling of this recipe. I just want to use the bun recipe. I have some leftover meat that I want to put in it and steam it up. So yeah, going to change it up a little bit. But let's get started. Let's make this beautiful dough because it has to sit aside and prove. So let's get started. I hope that if you've never made it before today, after today you will, because it's totally impressive, totally cool to do, and just know how to do confidently. So first things first is 250 grams of water. And this goes. Now, there are some on Cookidoo I've noticed now that have these. This is the traditional one that we've had for years. If I ever did a demo for somebody who was Chinese or something like that, we always did this over pumpkin soup. So that was back in the day how we would do this recipe. But these days, yeah, you'll find like milk variety as well, where they've got kind of a milk bread. So we're going to warm up that. No, we're not actually going to warm up that water. It's 30 something degrees at my house today. So we're going to skip. So next we're going to go and add our 1.5 teaspoons of yeast. So here's my yeast. Make sure you trickle it around the blades. If you have sachets of yeast, just use the whole sachet. It's 2 teaspoons, but it's okay. It will be fine. Then we got 1 teaspoon of baking powder, okay? So it makes it have a different texture to it. So with your baking powder, because no bread does not normally have baking powder, but this sort of dough does. Then we're going to go next, and we're going to mix it 30 seconds on speed 2 just to get all that yeast covered in water and start its process. And then we're going to add baker's flour. Now, it does say baker's flour and plain flour, but those of you who've been around a long time, you know I don't do plain flour because we typically do gluten-free. So this is not a gluten-free recipe, nor can you do it gluten-free unless you go source the specific gluten-free bread flour, which isn't cheap. There are ones out there, but I'm not going to do that today. It is something that gluten-free is just a bit too messy. Okay, so we're going to go next. So next up is 230 grams of baker's flour and 200 of plain. So that's where I'm going to put 430 of my, I've got wholemeal bakers, but same, okay? So in this goes. So watching my scales, going for the combined weight. I would dare say as well, if you just had plain flour and you didn't want to go shopping, please just put all plain flour in because it's got the beautiful baking powder into it. It's going to be a bit generous as far as swapping things around and stuff. So yeah, I wouldn't go dash to the shop if you've got plain flour. Just use plain flour. Okay, white sugar, 50 grams. This will actually help two things. It traditionally is a little bit of a sweeter roll, and it'll also help the yeast. I'm going to go a little short on that just because my family's not used to sweet breads unless it's literally like a fruit bread or something like that. Not used to, you know, your white store-bought style stuff that has that sweetening undertone. So I'm just going to skip that out, that little bit at the end, and then 1 teaspoon of salt. So in this goes, that was a little bit much. And that is actually our entire bun recipe. And now it needs for 5 minutes. So I'll see you in 5 minutes time. You can make this on whatever model you've got. And I'm going to have my thermomat ready and we're going to put that aside to prove. So I'll see you in 5 minutes time. Okay, so now we put the dough onto our mat and we're going to put it aside for an hour till it gets double in size. You can see it's come together beautifully. Just a reminder that when your Thermomix is needing, it needs you. Don't walk away. So we'll just turn the dial on the bottom. On the TM7, you can actually use the spatula, which must be in my kit or in the dishwasher, to turn the dial to release it. You'll see that the bowl is actually pretty darn clean at the end of that. Some doughs are stickier than others, and even the humidity will play into that in your day if it's a really warm day. And even I can feel as well the warmth of that dough already. So we're going to put it into a nice pile. I like to use my mat to do so. I'm going to cover it. Now, if you don't have a mat, put it into a bowl and cover it with something and cling film or a paper or a towel, not paper towel, a tea towel, and then it's ready for an hour's time. So I'll see you in an hour or so, and we're going to make these into something amazing. So we'll see you then. Okay, welcome back. So we now have our dough and it's ready to be used. We need to divide it up into 24 pieces. That's how many little bao buns. Now I do have like a palette knife I'm using because I can't find my pizza, like I've got a bowl scraper, but I can't find it. So I'm just going to use what I've got. So let's get this into some pieces. And then we're going to roll them out and put some filling in it. Now the filling is where you get to be as creative as you'd like. So don't feel like you've got to put a certain thing into it. There are different recipes on Cookidoo. There's ones with paste, like a bean paste. There's recipes that have like a hoisin sauce that is beautiful. I've done that recipe. You choose. I think I've mentioned already, using lamb that's got a kind of gravy mix on it, but that's already ready to go. Just going to use that on the inside because that's what I've got to use up. So you get to choose. It's kind of a choose your own adventure. So making this into 24. Hopefully my maths is right. I just questioned myself, but no, it is. It's fine. So making these all up. If it's a dry day at your house, you'll need to cover this so that the dough doesn't get all dried out. But it's incredibly humid here today, so I'm okay with it as it is. Here we go. So now 24 little balls ready to go. So what we do is, first of all, if we want to finish with a ball, start with a ball. So fold all your corners in and get like a little somewhat circular shape. Then you want your rolling pin. We're going to roll it out to about a 10 centimeter circle. Okay, so it doesn't matter if it's not perfect, but it's about 10 centimeters. And then we're going to drop in just a teaspoon, of our mix. So it's not much at all that's going into the center. So think about how small a teaspoon is. Just manhandling my meat mix up the back here. Teaspoon. If I said tablespoon, I meant teaspoon. And now we're going to bring it up like a money bag. So bring the top together, the sides in. So you've got it kind of like a square. And now bring the corners in as well. Pinch them all together. Give it a little twist if you want, but first little bun, done. So onto our tray. Now some recipes will call for you on your tray to put baking paper under it. Definitely oil it, give it a spray, or rub with some olive oil. But some will actually call for you to put them on an individual baking paper sheet. If I was being fancy, I would. This is just family lunch. I'm not fussed, so I won't worry about that. But if you ever want to make the bao buns that are actually like the little fold over ones, you actually put a little bit of oil here, and then you do that and you steam them like that, and the oil stops them sticking together. So really simple and really quick. So what I might do is you don't need to see me make a whole lot of these, whole 24 of them. So I will turn the camera off and get these all made and in the tray. I have a feeling that they don't all fit, but I will give a go at making them all fit because that would be my preference, to do them all in one go. Actually, you know what? They'll probably fit in the TM7 Varoma. If you have a TM 6, 5 or 31, your Varoma is smaller. So you may not fit them all in. But I think I'll fit more in than the recommended because this is an older recipe from before the time of the TM7. So I'll keep doing this and I'll be back soon when all my Varomas are loaded as much as I can, and we'll get them on steaming together. So I'll see you soon. Okay, so this recipe even has a video to tell you what to do. Anyway, we're coming down here and we're going to put we've got 700 grams of water. We're going to put our Varoma in place. Now, I did squeeze all of them in. I am under no illusion that they are very much probably going to touch each other and kind of stick to each other a little bit. I'm okay with that. So all 24 made it in. We'll see how much they grow. So I think the top ones are the ones that may end up a little closer than they're designed to be. On with the lid, and these are going to cook for 15 minutes. So it's got 15 minutes of Varoma speed 1 and we press play. So I'll come back in 15 minutes and we will admire the final product together. But I hope you're getting more ideas about how to use your Varoma. I hope you get out of the back of the cupboard. And if you need more inspiration, of course, I'm always here to help. So please don't hesitate to reach out. But otherwise, I'll see you in 15 minutes and we'll see what they look like. See you soon. Okay, time for the big reveal. Let's have a look. It is sung. Now, if you're doing it in the TM31, 5 or 6, you repeat the step with the additional 12 that you couldn't fit in, okay? But let's have a look. Oh, you can't see. Oh, my goodness. Look at that. So fluffy and so beautiful. Now, they are a different texture. Don't be surprised, okay? They're like a more spongy, beautiful texture, okay? Very different to what you'd expect cooking something in the oven. But give them a go. Tell me what you think when you try them. They're pretty Moorish, okay? And choose your favorite inside. If you're a vegetarian, there are beans that can go inside, all sorts of things. So just go check out Cookidoo for that. The hoisin and pork one is pretty amazing. You know, I would have done that, but I had leftovers. And it's good to use your leftovers up out of the fridge. But otherwise, I hope this inspires you. I can't wait to show you some more things you can do in your Varoma. But such a handy tool to not just, you know, get more out of your Thermomix, but even be creative as well. But otherwise, take care. And I'll see you in the next video soon. Bye for now.